We'll hear from Mike Gundy and his crew tomorrow. We got to get to Colby Daniels, who's live at the DFW Metroplex, bringing us a closer look at everything in the Big 12. So, Colby, right off the bat, this NIL landscape, we talked about how this changed a lot of things yesterday when it came to Joe C. How is this changing things for the Big 12 overall?
Adam, it's good to hear your voice as day one here at Big 12 Media Days is wrapping up. The crowd has really thinned out, and they're probably going to shut the lights off on us soon. But the good thing is I can smell football in the air. The big topic of conversation today, among others, was NIL and how it's ultimately impacting the landscape of college football. I think unanimously all 8 coaches that spoke today talked about NIL being a good thing, but guardrails need to be put in place sooner rather than later. I think all the coaches expressing some version of wanting to pay these guys, but wanting it to be an equal playing field across the board, everybody essentially playing by the same rules.
And the other changes that coaches are having to deal with that's sort of evolving and changing as years go on is a transfer portal. Did you hear anything from conference representatives with their thoughts on the changing landscape that is that transfer portal?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you start looking at these players essentially being paid like professional athletes now, with that comes a little bit of roster continuity, you would hope, at least. So I think the idea of maybe one transfer portal window as opposed to 2 and the ability of your roster to be completely disrupted within the college football season was a popular topic of conversation today, and one that I think all the Big 12 coaches once again agreed on. And, I think to further that point, a lot of these coaches want more coaches to have a say ultimately in how the landscape shakes out.
One thing that was a little surprising to see was the lack of a preseason poll this year. Did that have anything to do with Arizona State from last year?
It has everything to do with Arizona State from last year. They were voted dead last in the preseason Big 12 media poll. They ended up winning the Big 12 and gave Texas a scare in the college football playoff. Several coaches today spoke about, I think just how tough it was for Arizona State to really prove people wrong last season despite having a solid record all year long. And I think it just set a bad precedent for Arizona State and not wanting to repeat that, especially in a league that has so much parity. You don't know which team in this league is ultimately going to be representing the conference. So I think to put yourself at maybe a disadvantage out of the gate is something they're looking at, and not wanting anyone to experience what Arizona State did last year.
Man, the heart of our coverage out there. He's got a nose for the ball and he can smell it in the air. Colby Daniels, we appreciate your time. Thanks, man.